Greetings, Radioland. My name is Vince Nicholas, and this is West Sac Best Eats, Episode 3, airing only on KYWS 92.9 FM on your radio dial, serving West Sacramento. I'm joined by my sparkling wife, Carolyn Nicholas.
Hello.
Hello, honey. Today we're talking about thick vatos and tacos located at 700 Julian Drive. Now, right away, 700 Julian Drive, it's not on West Capitol. It's not on Jefferson. It's not on a main artery of West Sacramento. It is a residential street. And why is that?
Because this is a self-employed man making food out of his own home.
Yes, precisely. It's not a brick and mortar location. It's not a food truck. It's 700 Julian Drive is literally he lives there. I assume it's a house in a residential neighborhood, and you talk about ambiance. There is none, because you walk up and you're in his driveway, and he's got like the counter there. But yeah, it's his house, and he's a self-made man hustling, slanging those bomb tacos, as it were. And just for people who don't know, thick is an affectionate term for large, would you say?
Yes.
Thick, and then vato is Spanish for, it's slang, but it means dude or homeboy. So thick vatos, he's poking fun at himself. He's making fun of himself, and he's saying, I'm a big dude and I serve tacos. So that's his name. Thick vatos and tacos. And like I said, there's no ambiance. You literally walk into his driveway. He's got the garage door open. Now, we got this about a month ago. I got it. I went to his house. You stayed here. You stayed at our home.
Well, I did go there. Do you remember?
Right.
You and I went together, but he, when we got there, he said, "Oh, we're not open till later this afternoon."
Yeah. And that's the kind of the operation he runs. It's not exactly a Walmart, a giant billion-dollar corporation run by all the P's and Q's dotted, I's and T's.
The hours of operation are subject to change.
Right.
I guess, depending on his schedule.
Right.
Because he's just doing his own thing there.
Yeah. What happened was the day before, I was messaging him back and forth on, I forget, Facebook and Instagram. And he said, we're open at 1. We showed up at 1. And he was like, oh, we're opening at 3, and I'm putting the information on Facebook right now. And we were like, okay. So I went back on my own. And yeah, you pull up there, and it's a residential neighborhood. Now, what do you think his neighbors think about him running this operation?
Well, it could go one of two ways. It depends on the neighbor and their perspective and personality.
Right.
You're either thinking, this is charming, good for him. Mm-hmm. The loud music is playing.
Yeah.
They're out in the driveway, they're cooking. I mean, it smells delicious.
Yeah.
So you're either thinking, this is fun, this is cool, good for him. Or you're thinking, this is loud, this is annoying,
right.
Be quiet.
I need to take a nap. But as you mentioned the music, when I went there, the thick vato himself, the original thick vato, was not there, but he had 2 helper thick vatos who were running the shop. Mighty friendly, mighty polite, good hardworking young men. But they had, so the if you picture like going to a barbecue, like my friend Anthony Baez, who we've been to, he likes throwing parties, him and his wife Arlene, and that's what I think of, because you roll up in the house, the music is bumping, and the food is being catered, and it's like a backyard barbecue. The thick vato
yep.
food store.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the guy was like streaming music from his phone to a big speaker, and it was loud, and it was whatever 70s funk or whatever it was. But when he would get a text or a phone call, the music would stop, and he would have to take the phone call, or the text would make a sound. So it was charming. And he's got a couple tables and chairs there. Again, it's literally like a backyard barbecue. Like Will Smith, Summertime, like Dr. Dre on the Chronic album. And so we got, and there's no Yelp, there's no website. He's only on Instagram and Facebook. I don't even know how we found out.
we must have found out through Facebook. I feel like I don't know if he or someone else posted about him to the West Sacramento Facebook groups that we're part of. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's pretty much just self-advertising, word of mouth.
Right. And it's this kind of genius marketing that keeps people coming back through the turnstiles. Yesterday on Instagram, he posted, pushing the opening time back an hour. We are, period, OW opening at 4 p.m. I mean, that's... Coca-Cola wish they had him in their marketing department.
I think we were initially drawn in by the name, which is really charming.
It's fun, it's cute, it's creative.
Fun. It's super fun. Mm-hmm. The pictures he was posting, my goodness, the pictures.
Absolutely.
Oh, the food looks great. And it's just, it's so fun and nice to support people who are out here. They're local.
Exactly. West Sacramento.
And they're hustling to put their services out there and make some extra money. I love supporting local businesses.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you feel like it's going directly back into the community. As it were. So I walk up, I'm by myself again. He's got the counter. There's a couple sauces and condiments like your average normal good taqueria. And the menu is very, very small. And I love that.
I do too.
I don't need a lot of choice.
Too much choice is not good.
It's debilitating. I ain't out here needing a 38-page menu like a Cheesecake Factory.
Especially when the few things you have are excellent.
Right.
Do what you do and do it well.
Absolutely. So when we went, there were 3 items on the menu. 3. I mean, imagine that. That's like In-N-Out. In-N-Out keeps their menu super slim, super trim.
Part of the draw.
Super easy, yeah. So you're not saying, oh, should I get this? Should I try that? Oh, they're having a new promotion today, this week. I got to try this. So the 3 things he had were al pastor tacos, like a small taco, and the 2 big features that we're going to talk about. One is called the Vato taco, and the other is birria ramen. Now let's start with the Vato taco. It's first of all, it's giant.
It is giant. I think as we were eating it, you compared it to like a piece of like a quarter of a pizza.
Yeah.
Is that what you like? It's very thick and big.
Right. It's similar to a piece of pizza, and it's kind of has the spirit of a quesadilla.
Yes. I was going to say that it's kind of like a 4-layer, 6-layer quesadilla.
Yeah.
A thick quesadilla.
It's a giant quesadilla, as I like to call it, cut in half that he stacks on top of each other. So you have these 2 giant pieces of pizza, and it was absolutely fantastic. And the kicker was that he gives you this I don't know if there's a specific name for it, but it's a dipping sauce.
It's a dipping sauce. I don't know if you made this up or if you saw this somewhere. You referred to it as the Mexican au jus.
Yeah, Mexican au jus, as it were, because you dip in there and it's fatty, it's greasy. But it's wonderful. It's good.
So the taco itself is meat and cheese. Mm-hmm. And that's it, right? There's no veggies.
Well, you can get cilantro and onion, and they ask you there. And I like cilantro, and I love raw onion, so I was like, throw it in there. But yeah, you got these giant quesadilla vato tacos that you dip in essentially grease or sauce or fatty dip, but it's heaven. It's good.
They were fantastic.
They were really, really good. Just they're a lot to take, but not as much to take as the next item.
Yes,
which is his birria ramen. Woo. Now this was a showstopper. It comes in like the styrofoam containers at your local Safeway deli to go.
A tall styrofoam container.
And there's very little liquid broth. And why is that, honey?
In place of the liquid broth, it was cheese.
Yeah.
It's so much cheese.
It's just a giant vat of melted cheese with onions Oh, and again, you can ask for onions and cilantro. So I threw them in there, and the meat of your choice, which the choices were birria and al pastor.
Did we even get meat?
Yes, there was meat in there.
Oh, okay. I don't even remember meat because the cheese and then second the ramen.
Yeah,
those were the two things that's all I remember. It was so thick and cheesy.
It was so thick. Well, he is the thick Vato, honey.
Well, he delivered.
But yeah, it's something. It's quite substantial to eat, and there's a lot of it. There's a lot of ramen. There's a lot of cheese. There's no liquid, which kind of is mind blowing at first.
We got everything that he had to offer because we wanted to try everything.
Yeah.
The next time we go back, we are picking one thing and one thing only because at the end of that meal, we were both so full and stuffed.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You have to be ready for it. like the birria ramen is on a whole nother level. And if you're in the mood for a bunch of cheese and some ramen and some super yummy meat, then knock yourself out. It's a winner in my book. And we spent about $30 total. I don't remember the exact prices for each. I think actually the birria ramen was $8 each. The thick tacos were $6 each, I want to say. And then that tiny al pastor tacos were $2.50.
Those are more like street tacos, just so you know.
Yeah. So we spent about $30. And so how would you say it was, the birria ramen, was it worth $8 and the thick taco, was it worth $6, honey? What do you say?
Yes. It's a ton of food. You are stuffed. You are satisfied. You're satiated when you're done with that.
And you got to be ready for it. You got to be ready to take down 2,000 to 3,000 calories. Hopefully you went to Planet Fitness on Jefferson Boulevard and put in a good hour and a half workout.
This could be your only meal of the day.
Right.
And you'll be all right.
Absolutely. And on a 1 to 10, how would you rate thick Vato tacos?
The food is excellent.
Yeah.
So overall, I'm going to say 8 because the only thing is the scheduling is a bit unreliable.
It's a bare bones operation, yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, like you said, it's not an official business.
Yeah.
It's just a guy doing his own thing. So you just, before you go, you got to check his Facebook and you got to make sure that he's open, he's ready to go, because it is scheduled to change depending on what he has going on. But the food was excellent.
Yes.
It's belly busting.
Yeah.
It's really yummy.
Yeah, and you can eat it there. Like I said, there was a couple there who were sitting at the picnic table, and he's got a couple chairs with tables. I brought it back home. I would agree with the 8. It was, you got to be ready for it. You got to be in the mood for some. It's a lot of food, and it's not light eating.
This ain't for the faint of heart. Okay.
This ain't no Panera bread, yo. But I had I love their food. I'm thinking about it right now. I want it. So we give it an 8. It's Thick Vatos and Tacos. Just search on Facebook or Instagram. You can find them. We're 700 Julian Drive. But make sure you know when he's open, when he's there. So that's it. Thick Vatos and Tacos gets our endorsement on West Sac Best Eats episode 3. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day today and tomorrow. And that's it. Goodbye.